Okay, so I'm dragging you out to the Colorado Trail. I'm going uphill and uphill and uphill right now, and I got a ways to go. It's been my goal to lose another 25 pounds or so, and I'm exhausted, and my success on the keto diet has stalled out. For exercise, to add on to things, I'm going to spend at least every other weekend doing miniature through hikes. And so for my first one, doing a segment of the Colorado Trail. I'm guessing the first one's always the hardest one. Whew. Now, I've done lots of hiking and I've done some backpacking, but I never did mountaineering. That's new to me. Whew. This view is beautiful though. I'm gonna hike in halfway, find a place to camp for the night, and then hike the rest of the way out. So it's just some more professional social distancing, I suppose, because obviously I'm by myself again. Not even that I prefer to do these by myself. Between moving again and a pandemic, things have been quite stressful. They have been for everybody, of course, but some worse than others. Really hasn't been terrible for me, but I'm a long way from family and a long way from friends. So, having to do a lot of things by myself to entertain myself. I've reached the top of this thing. Next little ridge line should be it. Then I can relax for a minute. Pretty fantastic. Nice vein of quartz inside of some granite. All right, so now I'm not in the huffing and puffing section so much anymore. This whole area was devastated by a forest fire in, I think, 1996. 24 years is a long time for so little to be growing. I remember visiting Yellowstone 25 or 26 years after a major fire there, and it was thick with pine. This ain't. That little section back there officially puts me a little over a mile in. The slowest mile. Hopefully things speed up a little bit here. Not sure why this thing thinks my battery's already dead, but just taking a quick break and just enjoy some scenery for a minute. There's a little bit more uphill challenge left. Not to say that that's it, but that should be it for now. It's starting to rain on me pretty good. Here's some irony for you. I weighed this pack before I left, and it's 30 pounds. 30 pounds feels pretty heavy. And to think, add 20 more to that, and that's how much I weighed just 2 years ago. It kind of makes you wonder some things. That 30 pounds also includes water, which is in my bag, and camera gear, of course, because that's what I do. Coming up to one of the more spectacular views on this part of the trail. Kind of exciting, but a lot of uphill to go before I get there. Now, rain rarely comes across well on cameras, but it's raining pretty good. But the sun's coming out, so any minute behind me we might get a nice mountain rainbow. But check out how pretty this path is. This is gorgeous. There's the sun. Here it comes. So if we can call all that a mountain, and technically that's the first real mountain I've climbed. However, that one only gets to about, I don't know, probably 6,700 feet or so. I'm actually up on the part of the trail where it pretty much stays level. The rest of the Colorado Trail is way up in elevation, but this section is well below the point that I deal with issues with altitude sickness. I start to experience some form of altitude sickness, you know, as low as about 9,000 feet. So I'm trying to fix that problem. This is how I'm going to start. Backpacking at altitude. I don't even know if it's totally altitude sickness. So usually when I experience it, I've been driving up a mountain like all white-knuckled, gripping the steering wheel and, you know, being next to steep drop-offs. Half the time I just wonder if it's just anxiety. So either way, I'm going to train myself for altitude, and then of course work my way up to 14ers. I want to do lots of 14ers. I don't necessarily want to do the hardest ones. I don't know if I really ever want to get into technical climbing. I have anxiety issues as it is, climbing up vertical rock walls in the middle of nowhere. Not on my list of priorities or bucket list or whatever. Now, an acquaintance of mine, I'm kind of following his journey, not on purpose, but it just so happens, you know, he's another person I know that has struggled with health in the past and lost some weight, and then started doing mountain climbing and through hiking and that sort of thing. And he couldn't look more fit than anyone I know. But kind of want to emulate that. You know, it was always something I wanted to do, not necessarily for health. That was kind of an afterthought. You don't want to be doing this kind of thing unhealthy. So, gonna have to work on that. Huge granite outcrop out here. And our rainbow is starting to develop, which should look pretty nice here in a minute. Come to a big old granite outcropping that I would assume represents the 2.5 mile point for me. So a little less than a quarter through the trail. It just gets better and better as I go. I just love it. Be a decent spot. I'm gonna go a little further. Try to be about halfway. About 4.5 miles in now, just having a break. I forgot entirely what I was going to say. All right, so I found a campsite, and honestly, I don't think it could be more perfect. Check this out. The reason I like to wear a bandana on my head is this mop right up here. It looks like crud after hiking or whatever, or waking up. And since there's no showers out here, I won't be doing much with my hair. What's funny is I started to think about getting a black bandana at the start of the fall, and then the move happened, and then all of a sudden everyone was buying bandanas. What weird times I say we live in. But I finally got some. I got a whole pack of black bandanas now. I can wear them on my face or on my head. Either way is good. Time to make camp. Now, unfortunately, there's a ban on fires. However, I didn't really see anything about the use of stoves. So I'm just gonna go for it here. Make a little meal. Specifically, some kinds of stoves were mentioned. Burning wood in a wood stove? Wasn't real clear. Ooh, that's hot. Really liking these tuna creations. And I thought I'd mix some rice in with it and see how that turns out. So at this point it's getting pretty darn dark to film, so probably going to cut it off here for tonight and enjoy some food and get some sleep. Do this all again tomorrow. Really loving the Colorado Trail. Definitely recommend it. This is really great. Can't wait to do another section of it next week or a couple of weeks from now. It's going to be great. So, I don't know. This may be the start of a thing. Morning. Sorry for all the wind noise. It's only like 6 in the morning, 6:15 right now. And I am very sore. I can't wait to get back to the truck. I'm going to take my time. This is going to hurt. Whew. 6 more miles to go. And at least it's a beautiful morning. couple things going on with the channel. First, this one will probably be out, but I'm working on a video about Comet Neowise. Partially finished with the number 4 Northern Lights forecasting series. Not real popular today. That's okay. That's just going to be something sitting out there and stewing, ready to be picked up once solar maximum starts to peak here in a few years. It'll just be sitting there when all the interest picks up again, and a whole new generation of folks taking interest in space weather, especially Aurora. I've got something really fun planned for my storm chasing year in review, or spring in review. I think you'll enjoy the theme, especially if you're familiar with this sort of thing. And in fact, I might even go chasing one more time tomorrow before a family camping trip. So I've got this trip, then a storm chase, and then more camping. So quite a busy 4th of July for me. Much of segment 2 takes us through Pike National Forest. It's common to see periodic logging operations, perhaps even open-range cattle in this mixed-use land. At any rate, I'm hoping you're enjoying this one. I usually show off some scenery, throw out a few interesting facts, try to make it as entertaining as I can, and really just to share what I'm enjoying and encourage other folks to maybe do the same thing someday. A wise thing I once read, somebody said, everyone should go camping by themselves at least once in their lifetime. And I say you'll never do it once in your lifetime, because once you do it once, you won't stop. It's so much fun, and it's so peaceful and so relaxing. My anxiety level from when I got here to where I am right now, 5% of what it was. So if you're a basket case sometimes like I am, this is a perfect cure, or sometimes a source of anxiety too. It's a lot of planning, a lot of gear, a lot of thinking. As I double check for predators following behind me. Well, it's pretty frickin' hot in this burned out area. Luckily, I found this nice big boulder. Oh, I could give it a hug right now.
It's not just a boulder. It's a rock. A rock. A rock.
Alright, finally out of the big burned over area. Back to the woods. This is pretty much the last quarter or so of the trip. And I'm very thirsty. There's some water in there, so I'll have to go get some. Or then again, maybe I'll just take a nap. Hashtag Corona Summer. For most of the warmer months, but especially peaking during the July and August monsoon season, the mountainous areas of the Southern Rockies experience daily storms. Reliably, each day, cumulus clouds begin to gather just before noon. By mid-afternoon, slow-moving storms have formed, dumping at times heavy rain and triggering frequent lightning. Backpackers have to keep this in mind before setting out or timing parts of their through hikes, especially to avoid the highest and most exposed areas in mid-afternoon. Otherwise, you might be putting yourself at serious risk of getting struck. All right, 1 mile left of this segment of the Colorado Trail. Probably just in time, because if I waited any longer, probably get stormed on. Not that I mind. Pretty amazing trail. Probably said this already, but I can't wait to do another section. Of course, there's Gear changes I can make. Lighten my pack. I'm gonna need more water. What else? Food situation is perfect. I've been barely hungry. What I have ate has filled me up just fine, so I think I'm onto something, at least on the food department. There's at least one nearly perfect success story there. Biggest issues are that my back is sore and my shoulders are sore. Legs feel fine. I was getting a little bit exhausted on some of the uphill parts, but I think that's just due in part to having a lot of weight. So shed some weight, more water, and just get better at this. All right, I think I'm gonna end the video here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you out there.